Autobots, transform!
What's up, Transformer fans? Thank you for joining me for another installment of George Reviews. I am 80s Transformer fan, and today I'll be taking a look at Transformers Siege War for Cybertron Trilogy's Thundercracker. He is a Voyager class figure. He comes in the all too familiar packaging now. The little slant on it. He's in the window box here. You can see Thundercracker in there. And if I bring him closer, you can see what everybody's buzzing about, how he's wearing the Starscream smirk on his face. And that's a little Easter egg these guys put in there. I'll get to that. Turn this box to the side. Here's some artwork of Thundercracker wielding his blaster as a rifle instead of an arm cannon. I don't know if he's flying or running through rubble. Looks like he's flying. And you see Voyager class here in different languages. The back of the box has the product shot of Thundercracker. And always they're advertising the Battle Masters. They really want us to get these Battle Masters. I picked up a few. Haven't opened or reviewed any of them. Side of the box, the blast off scene. Again, we've seen all of this. So I'm going to get Thundercracker open. If I can see where it opens at. I used to try to save these boxes, and I looked up and I just had way too many of them. I don't even have everybody, but a lot of figures out. Inside the packaging is Thundercracker's instructions on the package. He's wearing the smirk right there, clearly advertising that. And here's a quick look at that. Shouldn't need that. I've transformed Starscream a few times. That's a lot of stuff going on. Again, the back of the packaging, some type of Cybertronian glyph, or maybe it's just a sword and a shield. I'll make it more out of it than it is. I don't know. So here is Thundercracker with some stuff hanging on him. And again, he's the exact same mold as Starscream. They just chose to give him the smirk. And when I told you this is like a little Easter egg, and a lot of these figures, they put items that go to other figures and want you to swap them out. I guess sort of give you something to do or build or a little bit extra. And everyone's taking the smirk face off of this guy. If I'm really getting it in. Taking the smirk face off of this guy and putting it on their Starscream. And I'm going to do the same. I don't know if I'm going to do it in this video, but I'm definitely going to do it when I wrap the video. I guess I should just do it and put it in. So here he is, having looked at the face. We're going to look at the body. He has some weathering on his chest and arms. It's common in this line now, down to his legs. And a lot of times I don't like it, but his is okay. Turn him to the side, no weathering on the side. A lot of molded in detail on these guys. Some guys I think are overdone. A lot of molded in detail on his gun. I tend to call him a null ray, but only Starscream had null rays, and people get mad at me when I say that. But other people get it. The Seeker Jet gun arm cannon thing. It's easier just to say null ray. His amber cockpit with the blue striping in there. My paint's done well on this guy. I really like it. Still got ties on him. Turn around to the back. The shell or the wings coming out to the back. And that is pretty much it for his paint. So I'm going to go ahead and hit his articulation. That smirking head 360s. He can look up this far a lot. I guess it goes back for transformation. So you can only actually look up that far just dealing with the ball joint. Down that far. Head rocks just a hair. I don't know if I 360. I think it's 360 the head. So moving on from that to his shoulder joint. His shoulder has a hinge in there, allowing that to 360. And obviously come up to the side as it does right here. The top of the shoulder, that hinge in there. And coming down, he has a bicep swivel, 360 and right there. The elbow is double hinged. I think he needs that for transformation. Getting up that far. And coming down to his fist. And it's only a fist. It 360s at the fist. And this articulation has null ray. It 360. It comes out. It can go in his hand. As per the box. I can get it in his hand. Alright, moving on to his waist. He has a waist swivel in there. You know, if you force it, you can get around all this kibble and get around a little bit more, but that's a lot of clearance right there as is. And get his leg up this far at the waist hinge right there, all the way up this far, and see how far back we can get. We can get it back this far, and if you bend it underneath the kibble, you can get it up that far. He has an upper thigh swivel. So a lot of articulation in these guys. A knee bend. He can get his knee up super far, way past the Masterpiece. I wish the Masterpiece guys could do this with the current ones. I'm sure they're going to come out with some more. Coming down to his foot, it goes down. You know, this true articulation. This is just fold up for transformation, and hit the heel spur and come in and out. I don't think, oh, it actually rocks. It rocks in a little bit right there. So that is Thundercracker's articulation. And on to the point that I was just doing, you can take his weapons and put them in all the ports, and you can sort of have him like the box art holding the gun. I can swivel it in like this. You can take the no ray, put it down lower like that. You can, even if you wanted to, put two on one side like that, and it's just anywhere there's a port it goes, and you can take the other weapons. You can combine weapons. I mean, if you don't think about the line, you should be used to seeing it. But now I actually don't go for all the combining. I collect off the G1 nostalgia point of these guys. Like this is my pre-Earth Thundercracker from the cartoon series when they were like triangular jets, even though it doesn't quite pull off that that look, but it's close enough for me. On the wings, you can have the wings come up and down. I usually reserve the up wings for Starscream so he can look all bossed up over these guys. So here's Starscream, wings up. And see if I can get these guys faces side by side so you can kind of see them. Smirking face, non-smirking face. Okay, so I was swapping the heads out, and I decided not to do it on camera, but I wanted to show a little thing that's going on with these guys. The head is on like a little ball right here, but unlike a lot of figures like Marvel Legends and other figures where you could just pop the head out, the cavity that the ball sits in is like too small to like heat it up and just yank it out. So you do have to, or maybe you could if you really forced it, but it has one single screw in the back of the head. I just unscrewed that, and then the head separates into two pieces, and you can get it around the ball joint. But again, like, I believe the ball is just too big to just pop it off without damaging the head. So I'm gonna get these heads back on there and come right back. So the operation was a success, and I have the head swaps, and Thundercracker is no longer special. But it's very simple. It's one screw. The head comes apart in two pieces. Well, counting the light piping piece, 3 pieces. But it should hold together for you while you're doing it. And now he's just normal. The funny thing is, with all the toys stealing and swapping, I'll be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if someone who only wants Starscream hasn't bought this guy and taken it back and swapped the faces. So if you're out looking for this thing, make sure you check for the correct head. Thundercracker should be wearing the smirk right here. Having said that, I pre-ordered mine off Amazon. It came about a week ago. And I'm just now having a day off work. I work 19 days in a row. Then I have 2 days off. Then 19 days in a row, I have 2 days. Because if you wonder where my reviews have been, I've been at work. So I have a job. I don't live in my mom's basement. Anyway, no shade on other reviewers that live in their mom's basement. But anyway, so he's back to normal. And you're going to hear me say this a lot over my next couple reviews. I normally don't go in for the straight up repainted characters, but that's what these guys were. They were straight up repaints, and I have pretty much accepted that and I actually like it. I like the fact that the Decepticons were like aircraft. You know, they flew and the Autobots were on the ground, and it kind of made sense for them to look alike in their disguise form. And I guess their Cybertronian form, because they all flew. So I think the only thing left to do is get Thundercracker transformed. It should be easy, because I transformed Starscream a few times. When I say that to add a little bit of levity, because I'll probably jack it up. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to fold the hands up first. There's a panel that opens up, and you can fold away the hands. Got that correct. One hand up. Then the arm accordions. Just push it up. Same thing on this side, obviously. This would be a lot easier if I hadn't to reach around the camera and try to hold the figure up together and in frame, obviously. So that's that. According to that, I just lost the missile. You can take these off, but I try to keep them on and doing transformation because it eliminates the so-called parts forming. So fold the wings back. I think I'm going to unhinge these vents next to his head, pillars. Like that, swing it around. Same thing on this side. Unhinge it, swing it around and down. Then the head, this little panel comes up back here. Trying to make sure I keep it in camera this time. I'm looking at the lens this time. I mean the monitor. Tuck the head away, but unhinge the chest first. I don't know. Nope, has nothing to do with it. Oh, maybe it did. It went in there. Okay, now the head is flush in there, if you can see it. Now the legs spin around, I believe. Close these up. Fold these down. This little spring hinge folds up here. Bring these back. Same thing on this side. It should. I gotta push them. It should just. When you yeah, okay, that's better. It should just open up for you. Coming to the front, bring the shells down. Yeah, this isn't fully up. Close this up. See the tabs in there clearly. This isn't the official, but this is how I get it done. Take these. Yeah, I don't think I have to take the null rays off. We'll see in a second. Promise you no parts forming. See if I can live up to it. I take them off in the end anyway to reposition them. These kind of... Okay, let me finish closing the shell. Close the shell. Well, I'm just going to take these off. I suck. I'm going to take these off. And then there's some tabs here that go into the inner. You got to turn around. I have to turn the right way. Alright. That down here and get this tab in there. Anyway, right here, there's two more tabs right here, and there's tabs on the inner forearms that hold it together. I can just line it up. Take a look at it. And line it up. There it is. I got that locked. And same thing on this side. Just line it up. Alright. I think I got everything. Tab this. There's two tabs right here. And they go into the chest. Now on the back of the jet. And it just tabs in there. And other than having it tabbed in perfectly, this is it. Let me stop and tab it in real quick. So I got everything tabbed in well. He feels a lot more solid than Starscream mold. And it's the same mold, but he feels better than Starscream. This part right here that constantly fell off on Starscream, I believe is correct, at least on mine. It never came off. It's solid. Didn't feel like it was gonna come off. It snapped on here real well. So I think I like this one better. I actually like the Thundercracker blue better. I think this mold looks better with the blue and the red than it did on Starscream. Now, while I was transforming it, like these things were in my way, but you can transform it without taking them off because they just sit right out here. But they were in my way, and besides, I would have took them off anyway because I display them in the outer holes. I think it looks better out here. It's not that big of a difference, but you can see it coming at you. So over here, so I would have took them off anyway. But you can transform it without parts forming. And I think he really looks good. This really excels in the Thundercracker blue. And here's Starscream and Thundercracker side by side. I really like these guys. Having more than one really sets it off. I know a lot of people don't go in for the repaints, and normally I don't. I know I said it, but you just gotta have these guys repainted. And I'm trying to get them all, even the Target exclusive, the red one. Can't think of his name, but I'm gonna get that guy too. I just didn't want to sign. I need somebody Target card. I don't want to sign up for one. It's a whole nother can of worms. But here they are side by side, and there's no landing gear. If you haven't seen these reviews on these guys, there is no landing gear. They didn't bother with it. They just land on their knees. But in all fairness, on the episode where they showed the 3 Rainmakers, they just stood there. Shockwave commanded them to transform. Might have been Megatron from Earth. And they just folded down on their knees, sort of just like you see it, slid off on the ground and took off. It's Who's Your Daddy time, and here he is with G1 Thundercracker. My stickers are trying to peel. 2 completely different blues, but Earth in his Cybertronian form come together finally at last. A G1 head that I am. I'm loving this siege line, getting to see some of these guys in Cybertron mode. And it's killing me that they haven't given us a Cybertronian Wheeljack or Bumblebee in it. So here's Thundercracker all back in his robot mode, and his tolerances are a lot better than Starscream. They corrected all the problems they had with the Starscream mode. So I'm gonna move this guy out of here and bring out his G1 Fasha to see how they look in robot mode side by side. And in case you were wondering, the colors don't match, but you can remove his null rays. I did to my Starscream and give, and I know they're not null rays. Remove his guns, and the ports are the exact same, and give him the more G1 look. Here he is with Siege Optimus Prime. Maybe I should get him unposed here. See, Optimus Prime is clearly taller. So here he is with his leader Megatron. Okay, to wrap it up here, Thundercracker is much better done than Starscream. They improved all the tolerance issues from Starscream to this guy. It's the exact same mold. They changed the head up, swapped the head up, you saw it. But he feels much more solid. So definitely pick this guy up and complete your Secret Jets. And I think I'm even going to go after the red guy from Target. Can't think of his name. The Target exclusive. So yeah, I'm going to close it out with that. And I want to thank you for joining me for another episode of George Reviews. These are the reviews where every toy has its own story.